The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Drew Titan, Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. Come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us. Let's do this roll call real quick, because I don't want to take up all of your time. Rod Neal, Amon Derek Gaines, the legend, Universal Truth, Jeff Spark, Paul Carrick, G Tatted, what up? How you feel? There go Stormy. Let me venture Sensei, this other channel right there. Yes, sir. Kondo, Rick C, Taiwa. What's going on, family? All right. So I like to Ravens Nation salute. I like to let the news play out before I address certain things, because I don't, if I'm first on a story, I'm never first on a story, to be honest with you. I'll just say, oh, look, this is what's happening. This was coming out. I don't know what's going on. Let me get back to you. But sometimes I'll just wait for the story to come out and then see what happens. And, see what happens. Well, by now, y'all know the story about Kyren, Lacy. Eric Jordan, salute. And while waiting to see what the fuck was going to happen, that young man deleted himself. And I'm like, what? I gotta tell y'all, man, that made me sick. And in real time, y'all see I got Bud right here. In my opinion, anytime black men is pulled over, and when I get the story that I'm getting, I don't care how y'all feel, I don't care what y'all say, that was an attempt on Bud's life. Now, what Bud chooses to do, we could sit here and say what we would do. I already talked about it. Me and Stormy talked about it. I was like, yo, that key to the city, I'm giving that right back. I'm giving that right back. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm giving that right back. I don't need it. You take that. I brought honor to this city. I'm giving people something to celebrate. Yeah, G-Tad, there's something's going on with the chat, man. There's something real strange with YouTube. It's not you. There's something going on with the damn YouTube. Yeah, but it's aggravating, y'all. Phenomenal Mexican salute. This was an attempt on Bud's life, and they didn't give a damn about his undefeated record. They didn't give a damn about him. They didn't give a damn about anything he did, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Stormy B Man's Kung Fu Temple and Entertainment, and Stormy B Man's Temple of Culture and Entertainment. The brother got 3 channels, and if y'all not subscribed to all 3, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't know, I'll beat y'all up or something. Snoop, what up, Snoop? That was an attempt on his life. You understand? And I don't appreciate that. Del Rip, salute. And I noticed that they investigated themselves, and of course, they didn't find any wrongdoing. Of course. They always got to refer to the book. Officer sees vehicles driving reckless, according to him. What was the reckless? What was defined as reckless? Speeding. On the damn video, it says, he says, I didn't clock you. I don't have you clocked, of course. So if you haven't clocked this course, how are you accusing him of something that you can't actually prove? Always their words, right? Yeah, G Tatted, you know, look, if you see black folk not on par with what's really happening, Vince, what up, then just don't deal with them. Just don't deal with them. You know, I knew there was something wrong with that guy when I met him face to face. I just didn't see anything. But I knew there was something with him when I met him. I said, okay. Usually, if I meet you face to face, I'm a pretty great judge of character. And I saw something on him, and it ain't take him long. It ain't take him long. It ain't take him long. So, you know, anybody of color that can look at the Bud situation and say what they say. Now, watch this. Watch this. G Tatted, watch this. You're saying that Marty is going against the grain with us talking about this Bud situation, how dangerous it was, how it was really an attempt on his life. Punch Drunk Boxing is on our side when it comes to this. Punch Drunk, who's had, you know, with his affiliation with Tiafimo, he's had the reputation of being on the opposite side of race relations and stuff like that. So that goes to show you, you know, who's selling wolf tickets and who like says what they mean. You know, so I don't want to be around any brothers like that. There's no need to even like bring them up. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the heads up because I didn't know he was even doing that. I don't watch him. But now that you told me, I would say it figures. Shelton, what up, brother? I would say it figures. You know what I mean? This was a stupid ass car stop. Now, look, they were riding through the streets, and of course they're still partying, right? But my point was, once that the officer saw who it was, they should have took a selfie. Was anybody at risk? Was anybody dying? But by the book, they said, oh, they saw firearms. They saw firearms, so they had to proceed with the stop. Okay, why is there firearms in the car? Oh, this is my paid security, which was not illegal. It's not illegal. But somehow Bud left the scene in handcuffs. They said the lieutenant was there going crazy. You know who that is. What the wow. Wow. If Bud was named Bud Schwartz, he was blonde hair, blue-eyed from the same place, they wouldn't even stop him. They'd have rolled up and said, oh, yeah, that's Bud Schwartz. Let him go. He's still partying. He did such a great thing for us in Omaha. Light eye salute. So I know what it is. And there was no cause to arrest him. But what they wanted to do was degrade him. And this is what they like to do to us. At minimum, they want to degrade us. At minimum. So if I was Bud, you know, and it's easy for someone to say, hey, man, you don't make the money he makes. And, you know, you can't say what you would do if you was in that situation. I absolutely can, because you know what? I'm older than Bud, and I have more life experience than him. A lot different, because I ain't playing the streets and I have bullets bouncing off the top of my head. No, I knew better. And I know what this means. And let me say this about Bud. Never forget when Bob Arum said the amount of money he lost on Bud, he could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. Who stood in the pocket for him? We did. We did. Big brother in life, salute. We did. And what did Bud tell us? Never forget what he told us. Oh man, you don't know his heart. I'm like, I think we do, but you know what? We're gonna fall back on that, Bud. You handle it. Remember that? And he handled it. Eventually, he ended up suing Bob Arum for, you know, an undisclosed amount of money, and then the lawsuit went away. I don't know what happened with that lawsuit, but we always supported Bud as far as this type of thing is concerned. I have no choice but to support Bud. That's what I do. Big Joe Townsend, salute. Isaiah, what up? So they wanted to demean this black man. And off the heels of that, Kyren Lacy is accused for an automobile accident. And he was bullied to the point, had the finger pointed at him to the point where he couldn't take it and he deleted himself. Now, let me say something. This morning, was it this morning when I was talking about Tank? And I'll be talking about Tank tomorrow because it's Monkey Tuesday. Did I say this morning that y'all not paying attention? Because a lot of people that's been with Tank in the gym and the Spartan, they say, yo, the kid's not confident. Didn't Lamont Roach say that? Didn't Devin Haney say that? Elijah Pierce said that, and a couple of other guys say, yo, this dude's not confident. It's not what you think. And what did I say this morning? I may have said it on my live this morning, I don't know, but I know I've said it. I may have said it on my live, but I know I've said it in personal conversation. Me and Stormy talk a lot. And I said, man, this kid got suicidal tendencies written all over him. As talented as the kid is, I don't think he can mentally handle a loss. He said it. He don't want to be on that what we call the summer jam screen. If you know, you know. He don't want to be the meme after he done joked about everybody, but he don't want to be on the receiving end of the ass whooping and be memed out. I don't think mentally he could take it, and it's all he could do to jump off the top of a building. Now, why am I bringing that up? Why did this kid delete himself? I know that car wreck, it kind of, you know, slowed down his NFL career, his NFL dreams. But if you just hold out a little bit, man, see, God took care of it. God got the truth out. And you also found out that cop, that piece of shit, that son of a bitch, racist demon cracker, made sure that on paper he was guilty. Don't take my word for it.
In that video, you can clearly hear the suggestive nature indicating that I need you to say that you had to slam on your brakes and you had to avoid a charger.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes, and the brakes, like, you know, you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger, and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger. That's.
But then you hear Gold Truck, the witness who's the Gold Truck, what he says. And he says verbatim.
I ain't skid mark or nothing. I wasn't even going for it. That lady in the back of me, she didn't saw what was happening. That's how she called that record. She was running in the back of me. She pulled on the other side. And that's not it.
I didn't skid marked or nothing because I wasn't even going that fast. That lady in the back of me, she didn't see what's happening. That's how she caused that wreck. She was going to run into the back of me, and she pulled into the other side. But there's a bigger problem. I then obtained the actual written statement.
And this is from the Gold Truck.
This is the Gold Truck. Now, after the statement we just went through, notice I've obviously redacted names, addresses, and the cell phone number in fairness to the individual who is Gold Truck number one in oncoming traffic. See, the problem with that statement is it is in direct contravention to what was said minutes earlier. It's not written by him, and where it says signed, it's not signed, it's refused.
You see that? It's not written by him, and where it says signed, it's not signed by him. It says refused, which means the man didn't write it. The man didn't co-sign what was said about this young man. And all of the death threats and social media, these kids live on social media. Once you're a star athlete, I would tell anybody in my family or anybody I was coaching, here's what you do. Get the hell off of social media, man. Get somebody to run it for you. I don't want you near that damn thing. And you tell the people running it for you, don't get in no argument with nobody. You give your audience an update. Hey, going to practice, that's it. Hey, coming from practice, that's it. Hey, eating spaghetti for lunch, that's it. Don't go back and forth with anybody. You kids are too damn sensitive, man. You kids are too damn sensitive. How many times Tank Davis has tweeted and deleted? Is that the sign of a functioning person mentally? It's bipolar behavior, damn near. And I'm not a psych, but I see that and I'm like, what is he doing? Why would this kid delete himself? Was he scared to go to prison? Sometimes you gotta stand on business, man. Y'all know about Hurricane Carter? Denzel did a movie on him. Go look at that film. Sometimes God puts you through the ultimate test. Maybe going to the NFL was not in his, well, it's definitely not now. It's not in his destiny. Maybe he was supposed to go sit down for a little while and then beat the case and be an inspiration to other young black men that this happened to. But while the evidence came out, and trust me, I don't think they had the evidence the whole goddamn time. That was 2024. Now that he's gone, the evidence comes out. What are we talking about here? Now, I can tell you for sure, I'd have been chilling. I don't care what. First of all, I don't pay nobody attention on social media. Now, Drew, you're not a star athlete. Listen, I wouldn't even be on it. Because I'm sure an attorney would have said, I'm sure his attorney told him, stay off of social media, bro. Don't even go there. And I know it's probably hard for him to go to the store. There's people trolling. He's walking to the store. Hey, you murderer. That happens. But I'm a firm believer that God doesn't give you anything that your shoulders can't handle. So white supremacy generated compliance because he took his own life. And it was a lie. Now, I wonder what that cop, I wonder what's going to happen with him. Because they knew about that body cam footage the whole time. They knew about that paperwork the whole fucking time. They couldn't have released that a week later, a couple of days later. No, they held on to it because they were trying to lock this kid up. And this is why black people have a problem with law enforcement. Because this doesn't happen to white people in abundance. So I was asking, are these stats considered? Remember when I talked about Charlie Kirk and all these half-truths with the statistics? I just got into a back and forth with some scumbag on Instagram a couple of days ago. And I'm still lab ratting his dumb ass. There was a doorman in New York, a black kid, and some dude comes up there and he starts beefing with the kid. And he violated the kid, and the kid said, your mother. The dude goes inside, comes back out. I can't believe you said my mother. Absolutely. So then he starts playing with him, like word salad in him. I didn't say your mother. He absolutely said it. And he hulks up in all his white privilege. So dude starts recording him, and he tries to slap the phone, so the doorman slaps him and then backs up. Then he starts calling him all kinds of niggas. Clearly, that dude started the whole thing. What do you think the comment section was looking like, though? So you know what I did? Y'all know the type. Y'all know all of those things. Whenever there's a black person acting a fool, what do you see? The top comment be black fatigue button. This is what they do. They've gotten way too comfortable with the disrespect, and they've been acting out since Charlie Kirk got blicked off, haven't they? So here I go. Mayonnaise fatigue button. Now, if it don't apply, let it fly. If I see a video and I see a bunch of niggas acting like niggas, I don't care. Black fatigue button. Yeah, I'm tired too, because I'm tired of that. I might even give it a heart. Yeah, I'm tired of that, because that's not me. I put mayonnaise fatigue button, and here come a cracker. Oh, shouldn't you be raping somebody? No, shouldn't you be raping a little boy? Didn't they just arrest the judge for having child porn on his goddamn computer or something? They just did that. And this guy was also reprimanded for calling someone a nigger in court. This is a judge. Don't you got kids to assault while blaming your uncle because your Uncle Freddie fingered you in the butt? I know about y'all. You hold on to your guns and Bibles and your blood red state. Please don't talk to us about what we do. Go ahead and listen to and they in there. And this is what Charlie Kirk did. Oh, black people, they're 55% criminals or whatever. No. Let me ask y'all a question, because maybe I missed it. How many times did Charlie Kirk talk about wrongfully arrested black people that were released? Because there's a percentage for that. Did he ever talk about that? Let me know, because I never heard it. And I haven't heard a bunch of his shit. I just saw and heard highlights, and it was enough to turn me off. But let me ask y'all, has he ever spoken about wrongfully arrested black people? Did he ever include that in the statistics? Because there's a bunch of Hurricane Carters. There's brothers and sisters locked up right now. What about the sister that was getting she was a victim of DV, unseen and unseen, salute. And when the motherfucker came to put hands on her, she got a hold of a pistol and shot it in the air, a warning shot. He ran off and she got arrested. They tried to give her like 20 years. And they were like, hold on. She was like really a victim of DV. And it was documented. She had called the cops on this dude and everything, and he come flying over to her crib. I think he violated an order of protection and everything, and she said, "Yo, get out of here." And she didn't bust a gun at him. She shot in the air. And they tried to give her 20 years. It was like crazy. We was like, whoa, hold on. You don't do her like that. Nada, what up? Dragon Fang, if I missed you, salute. Did Charlie Kirk ever talk about things like that? The amount of black people that do get shot? No, you know what Charlie Kirk did? Charlie Kirk said George Zimmerman was being stalked. That's what he did. He did say that. Charlie Kirk never brought up the fact that it's been proven that white supremacists has infiltrated and are a part of law enforcement nationwide. That's a proven fact. Thank you, Rick C. 60% of exonerations are black people. Did Charlie Kirk ever talk about? So 60%. If we're 55% more likely to commit crimes, but 60% of us are part of the exonerations, doesn't that bring, I'm not a mathematician, doesn't that make those arrests, number one, unlawful, and it brings the percentage way down? You can't ask him now because he's no longer with us. And that's something I didn't support. And guess what? When I bring that up in those comment sections, I say, yeah, good job quoting Charlie Kirk, but did you know this, this, and this? And then you go to their Instagram post, they got 5 followers, but they following 300 people, and there's some cracker with a mask or a tattoo of a burning American flag. This is why you don't go back and forth with people. Just like I say, people have to qualify to talk boxing with you. People got to qualify to have a discussion with you in reference to race relations. I'm not having a dialogue with some white supremacist who's probably about 18, 19 years old, living in North or South Dakota. You're not even old enough to blame black people or brown people for anything in life. Your life has just started. They tell us not to make excuses for where we at in life. Bullshit. Y'all blame black and brown people all the time. Y'all done rounded up the brown people and sent them back to wherever, and now your farmers are complaining that there's no one to pick the fucking corn. And Trump told you what he was going to do. Because he did it before. And now, you know how many videos I've seen? Oh, I regret voting for him. What made you do it, man? You didn't have to vote Democrat either. You could have voted independent. What? You didn't want to vote for Cornel West? You didn't want to see me get reparations? That's fine. I make money. And that's another thing. The motherfuckers arguing with you in the chat, these motherfuckers don't make no bread. They blame us for, they tell us, man, stop using race as an excuse. Every time I turn around, there's some cracker with no teeth in his mouth. Watching NASCAR, blaming blacks and Mexicans for everything. And I'm sitting here in New York making 6 figures. Go figure that shit. I don't let nobody get in the way with something that I'm trying to do. But I understand white supremacy. I understand this shit. They tried to kill Bud. They made Kyren Lacy delete himself because he wasn't mentally strong enough. He's probably, I never seen him play a second of ball, but for him to be considered for the NBA draft, the NFL draft, that means that young man was special. And they wanted nothing more but for that. Now, where was Charlie Kirk in reference to this? But I think he was deleted before. I don't know. I don't know the timeline, but I'm asking the question. But do they consider the stats? Let me pull up something. Black Americans are 7 times more likely than white Americans to be falsely convicted of serious crimes. Let me stop right there. Charlie Kirk ever addressed that? I'm just asking. Because I haven't watched the full, debate. He picks soft targets. You know what a soft target is? He goes to colleges to debate these young adults. They're like 18, 19. They have no real life experience. And even if they do, they can't articulate. They're not properly armed to debate a guy like that. He's 31. He's significantly younger than me. But he's 31 years old. He's filled with excuses. And the stats are half truths. I told y'all, there was one sister that destroyed his ass, though, which was brilliant work. And what he did was he armed his people who don't read, and what they do, being that he suits that narrative, they seek comfort in it. And just because he speaks with conviction doesn't mean he's right, but it sounds smart. It sounds really good. When he start talking about stats and numbers and shit, man, you can't tell me any old thing. I have to go read it. And he was telling a half truth, because I'd have brought this up right here. There's something that my dad calls it. It's deliberately dumb. Gone are the days. We ain't got to get up and get dressed and leave the house and go to a library to look shit up no more. We have something called cell phones. We all have it, right? And you can Google anything you want. And if you're not sure about the answer, you can research, and you're going to get, if you're getting the same answer everywhere, that's what the answer is. It's called research. So he's talking about what he feels black people are 55% more likely to do. But meanwhile, he don't talk about the false arrest and exonerations for motherfuckers that were arrested and got exonerated. You don't talk about that, do you? Which brings that stat way down. But you know what comes up? White supremacy and corruption in law enforcement. Did he talk about white supremacists raiding law enforcement around? Did he talk about Ahmaud Arbery, or was that his fault? Y'all remember that back and forth I had with Paulie Malignaggi? He told me Ahmaud Arbery got himself killed. I said, Paulie, what the fuck are you talking about? They chased him down, pulled a shotgun on him at close range, and pulled the trigger. Well, and Paulie said he shouldn't have grabbed it. That's what he said. What? If I pull out a gun on you on close range, I'm fighting for my life. I'm going to grab it. And what was his response? Yo, player, see the new evidence. I think you should see the new evidence. He was trespassing. The owners of the property said no, he was running for his life, A. And B, if you're looking to buy the property, you can walk on it. It was in Georgia. You can walk on the property just like that. He didn't break any rules. Then it was, oh, well, he said he was out for a jog. He couldn't have been jogging dressed like that. Paula, you live in New York. This dude, Elliot Offen, he was on the Howard Stern show. He goes jogging around like downtown on 42nd Street on the east side, though. Like when I was driving the bus over there, I say, is that elegant Elliot Offen? The motherfucker runs in penny loafers in a dress. Dead serious. No cameras around. He's just a freakazoid. And I said, that's that dude from the Howard Stern show. He claims he could live to 100 years old. And he was running with penny loafers and he was jogging. There's no law against that. He just did it. You look at him and say, man, that's a weirdo. And that's it. You don't know what Ahmaud Arbery was doing, but you found out what he was doing on that property. He was trying to get away from those crackers, and they caught him and killed him. And we didn't see the video until like a year later. You want me to get deeper? Trey Reed. Mr. Shelton, Mississippi, huh? Trey Reed. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about that? But these motherfuckers get up on these goddamn threads. And instead of addressing that cracker who was messing with that black doorman, I put mayonnaise fatigue and like 3 people got triggered. If it don't apply, let it fly. They attacked me instead of attacking that situation. And that dude was dead wrong. Dead wrong. It's 2025. Trey Reed was hung. And they tried to tell us it was a suicide. Upon further investigation, they found out that he was beaten first. Did y'all read about that? Did y'all read about that? Did y'all read about that? He was beaten first, then he was hung. They tried to tell us that he was suicide. Let me tell y'all something. Black people, if they do commit suicide, they don't hang themselves, man. That's just not something we do. Jump off of shit, shoot bullets, you know. But hanging from a tree, no. You know why? If you're going to do it, you want it to be fast. There's a little bit of suffering behind that. Drowning, no, that's accidental. Hanging, no, that's not what we do. They just hung some kid up here in Albany, New York. I got family members in college like, yo, you up there, those backwoods, that ain't the city. Don't be hanging out. I know you got mixed friends, but don't be hanging out with them. I told them like that. Don't be hanging out with them. If y'all at the mall, that's one thing. When they start talking about, oh man, let's party, let's go to this, oh, it's off camp. Nope, do not go. Did they not try and put a brother in a wood chipper? A fucking wood chipper. Y'all saw that? These motherfuckers are mobilizing, aren't they? Now look, y'all got Trump in the office. Y'all deporting these Venezuelans. I will vote for Donald Trump. How you feel? As soon as he got sworn in, this one chick was an advocate for Trump. They deported her fucking husband. I'm like, man, you cannot make this up. So y'all are getting everything you want. Why are you still hanging people from trees again? And the craziest shit is Charlie Kirk got his shit blown out and a white person did it and y'all ran over the HBCUs? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And all we say is leave us the fuck alone. We got our own dysfunction. We deal with it. We deal with it. The women that want to divest of you white men, we tell them, yo, good luck. Some of them come back. And it's too late. Some of them hate us. Go away. We deal with our shit in-house. It's not for you to comment on. And that's what Charlie Kirk used to do. He used to comment on our shit, but you ain't no shit. You came with some half-ass truths, and you ran to soft targets like these colleges where a lot of these kids they were all emotional and didn't know better. He would never come to New York City to a mosque and set up shop. He would never come to New York City, pick a borough, to a black church, a Christian church, and set up shop. Because I promise you, it's more than enough black people, brothers and sisters, that will set him straight. That would have set him straight with the same facts, data, and statistics. And I ain't talking about violence. Because guess what? Mass shootings, is that what we do? It's really not what we do. Have we done it? Yes. There was some fool that shot up. What was that dude? That shot up the black dude that shot up a train. Was that up here in New York? That was like in the late 80s or early 90s. But he was crazy. He was crazy. Yeah, DP, but you know, that's white on white crime. They don't want to talk about that. Let me talk about black on black crime. Let's talk about Italian on Italian crime. Right up here, not too far from me, there's a block and there's a bunch of stores on it owned by Italians. And I have it on good authority that the mob still runs that block. 14 blocks further down the road, it's all West Indians. They ain't running shit over there. They're running it in their neighborhood. Now, is that Italian on Italian crime? What's the percentage on that? 100? How do you count that? You don't. Because there's no magnifying glass on the fucking mob. A little over, there's a spot called La Digue Avenue off of White Plains Road. That's Albanians over there. Guess what? Just take a wild guess. They run shit over there. Albanians. Yes, it's one long block. Stop it, man. Stop it. Did Charlie Kirk know about? He knew about it. He's a smart man. No one brought it out of him. All right, black Americans are 7.5 times more likely than white Americans to be falsely convicted of murder. You get locked up, say, I really didn't do it, so I'm going to let the justice do his thing. You go to, you're in a holding facility. Now you're waiting trial. 8 months done pass. You go to trial. You get a shitty lawyer appointed to you. Like, well, I didn't do it. I don't have no DNA. There's no fingerprints, nothing. What happens? They bang the gavel. 25 to life. Yo, I really didn't do this. Colin Ferguson, that's who that dude was. Thank you. BBO, salute. TC, what up? Listen, man. If y'all are confused about anything that I'm saying, notice now. Jonathan Majors literally ran from that bitch. It was on several cameras. The fucking Uber driver said, yo, she was in the backseat hitting him. He never touched her. When he did do something in defense, it like broke a fingernail. He literally jumped out, brother Cole Salute. He literally jumped out and ran from Becky. He took off and she chased him. He didn't even go home. She stops at a club with some complete strangers and she's, oh, you know, I got beat up, Jonathan Majors. And then when he walked by, you saw Captain Saberho take off his coat like he was going to do. Man, Jonathan would have beat the shit out of him. Went home without the police, the way he went and got the police and said, look, this crazy bitch is in my house. I'm not going in there with her. With her there. They went in with her. I mean, with her. They found her in his walk-in closet on the floor intoxicated. They got her up and escorted out. You remember this? And what happened? Guilty. How? How? Well, because when he was defending himself, he broke a fingernail. He lost the Disney deal, the Marvel deal, and you know what? Fuck Disney. He didn't need to be there anyway. With their woke agenda. That brother didn't do anything wrong, and they fired him. He lost millions of dollars, and his crime was running away from this crazy white bitch. And sidebar, what did you sisters do? Good for him? That's what y'all said? He shouldn't be dating Becky anyway? That's what you said? Y'all had some get back immediately, didn't you? That dumb bitch Cardi B screaming about she got to pay spousal support. Now she's on child number 4 with an NFL player that's not worth it. Y'all hoes are garbage. Y'all are garbage. Saw another video of a black man. He was trying to get away from these crackers and hopped in this woman's truck. She started screaming, "Get out my truck, get out my truck." But he was running for his life. You see this white man pulling out a gun. These weren't police officers. They said he had a truck and they took a bulldozer and tipped it over, and they were trying to get him for some reason. And he was looking for refuge, and he ran into her truck. And he went live on his phone saying, "Yo, y'all gotta call the police. They trying to kill me." And she's screaming, "Get out my truck, get out my truck." And I'm reading the comments like, "Yo, man, why don't she just start the truck and drive the fuck off?" And I'm like, you know what? These be the first bitches to say how black men don't protect black women. And of course, there's some nigga bitch in there talking about, oh, this is one instance, but there's countless instances where black men, shut up, y'all got this, right? Black girl magic, right? Y'all got this. Y'all don't need no man. You make your own money. I can fight a man and fuck you niggas. Black girl magic, right? And all we did was comply and say, hey, man, you don't want us? We got passports. You don't want us? We'll date outside the race. Fuck you. Why they getting passports? You don't want us. Black girl magic. Y'all divesting. Oh, well, y'all going over the... Y'all are going over to these countries and getting robbed and killed. No, those are not every man that travels is a passport, bro. There are dudes been going to DR and smashing for years. Those were not passport bros. And by the way, passport broads, y'all been going to Jamaica and Africa to getting dick down for years. It's just now making social media, but y'all been doing that for years. So what are y'all saying? Black men, let me explain something to you. And here's the deal. All we got is us. We ain't got no friends. Really don't. We don't. There's a handful of black women that do fuck with us, and not every white person or Latin person's racist. But at the end of the day, it starts with us. We ain't got no friends out here. We really don't. We really don't. We don't. We don't. He tried to kill Bud and Kyren Lacy off himself. Jose, what up? I want to know what's going to happen to that cop for lying, because he lied. He should be stripped of his position and put in prison for at least a decade. This is his fault. And the family should sue the department. I'm talking 15 mil and up. And no amount of money is going to bring this young man back. But all of this is white supremacy. That's why I'm long-winded tonight, because I need y'all to understand this. All of this is connected. Everything I spoke about is connected. From our sisters not getting our back, brothers keep a salute, from our sister not getting our back, to them being assimilated by white supremacy, they helped them out. When they called the police on us, they want us dead. When Tank's baby mama called the police on him, she wanted him dead in that moment. Anthony, what up? They apologized later. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. I was just mad. We're always supposed to overlook when they're mad. They're so emotional. They're wild different. Now you're sitting in the hospital. You're paralyzed from the waist down, and all she's doing is standing there with your baby. I'm sorry. I was just mad that day. I'm just so sorry. Ain't there some sort of British bitch that lied on a dude, and she said he raped her, and he's in prison right now? Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that? She admitted it on camera. Yo, listen, I don't know how that's running. I don't know what's going on with that, but she needs to be put in prison. They need to free that dude. I don't know who that dude was. She's like a British Jamaican bitch. Bro, Derek, you saw that? I was enraged. I hate hearing stories like that. I can't stand it. Charlie Kirk talk about that? Everybody's sorry when they get caught. I'm telling you right now, they're only sorry because they got caught. And that's all walks of life. This fucking cop, if he's found guilty, if they even charge this dude, he gonna be in court talking about, yeah, you know, I betrayed my oath, and I'm so sorry, man. Man, forget you, bro. Ain't no sorry. There's no sorry. You sorry because you got caught. Fellas, when your girl cheat or whatever and you caught her and she crying, oh, I'm so sorry. No, bitch. You're sorry because you got caught. You was doing just fine until you skipped, you messed up somehow. You was doing just fine until all we got is us, man. Let me go back to this page. Black Americans are 19 times more likely than white Americans to be wrongly convicted of a drug crime. So we got murder, drugs, and other serious crimes. 7 times, 7.5 times for murder, 19 times convicted of a drug crime. Unreliable verdicts, racial bias, and wrongful convictions. Discriminatory jury selection remains widespread despite evidence that diverse juries reach more reliable verdicts. I can go on and on, but I'm not. But we already know this because we're living in it now. How many times did motherfucking Charlie Kirk even mention that when he's signing off these statistics? Adewale, boxing equals success. Salute. I love this. When people like to say, when they start talking about who's the best in basketball, I like to say you have to have watched the era, which is why I'll forever say that Michael Jordan's better than LeBron James. Some niggas just say LeBron James and they like to run off of numbers. And I tell people numbers don't tell the full story. I've spoken to NBA players. I'm cool with Kendall Gill. I've spoken to him. He played against Michael Jordan. I said, well, what kind of guy he was? He said, man, never seen anything like this. And Kendall Gill was no bum. He said, I never seen anything like that. That guy's, anybody that played with him said that guy was a competitor on another level. He really changed the game. But only other athletes will understand that. Other athletes that played the ball on that play ball on that level. And I've seen it. I've watched the man compete. I'm not talking about highlights. I'm talking about I've watched games. I'm like, man, how the fuck did they just win that? It was just grit. And LeBron is super athletic and got numbers through the roof, but he's not built a certain way. Jordan was different. But here's how I shut down the numbers conversation. Throw me in a time machine, and now I'm playing on the 80s championship Celtics. Let's look up Larry Bird free throw percentage. Larry Bird shot career percentage 88.6% from the line. He never fell below 83.6%. This guy was a hawk. Season high from the free throw. I don't know which season. It says 89-90. He shot 93% from the free throw line. That's crazy. Which means he missed some, right? Let's say I'm on that team. And we go into the playoffs. So around game 75, we secured our spot with number 1 seed in the East. And what do teams normally do? They sit their star players out those last 5 games because they don't want them to get hurt. So Drew gets on the floor. 3 plays later, I get fouled. And 1. Now I'm going to the free throw line. Shoot, now I got 3 points. Right? 4 plays later, foul. I hit both my free throws. Right? 4th quarter, garbage time. I go to the line 3 times and hit all my free throws. From that, the next 7 games, I scored about 11 to 13 points, and I made all my free throws. If you look at my stats, when people are looking at stats, what do they normally go to? Your field goal percentage. Let's say in those games, the last 7 games of the season, I only missed 1 basket. So I'm like 98% from the field or something crazy like that. And I went to the line altogether like 25 times. And I made all my free throws. On paper, it's going to say I shot 100% from the free throw line. So in that 89-90 season that I just read, was it 89-90? Although Larry Bird had 93% from the free throw line, in my scenario, my field goal percentage and my free throw percentage is better than Larry Bird's. You still want to talk to me about numbers? And when I say numbers don't tell the tale, that's what I mean. Does that mean I'm better than Larry Bird? Well, the numbers say he hit more free throws. PGH, what up? The numbers say he only missed 1 shot. And then you look over and it says playing time. Uh-oh. He was wearing a suit all season long until the last 7 games of the year, of the regular season. And then the playoffs start, he was back to wearing a suit. He was on injured reserve. Then I was traded 14 times, and eventually I didn't even make Lakers versus Celtics in the NBA playoffs, the first Genesis game. EA Sports. I'm that old. I'm so far on the bench. I'm on the bench. But my field goal percentage is crazy. And my percentage from the field is crazy. But look at that, something called playing time. How many minutes I averaged a game. Oh, well, he was in the starting lineup the last 7 games of the season. What season? 89-90? He only played 7 games. What does that mean? Well, according to these free throws and field goal percentage, he's better than Bird. What? Numbers don't always tell the tale is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying with Charlie Kirk. He gave you half truths. He never spoke about how black people are more likely to be tried and convicted for fucking crimes. 7 times more likely, 7.5 times more likely, 19 times more likely to get convicted of a drug crime than a white counterpart. Are you fucking kidding me? How many times Charlie Kirk said that to you, to anybody? Plaid Boy, what up, brother? How many times did he say that? He didn't. Not that I heard of. Now, if he said it, he said it. I'm asking y'all. But I don't recall. All the highlights where they show him body bagging people and he puts his hand out like this. Black people are 55% more likely to commit crimes. And I'm like, listen to this mother. Finish the statement, though. They're only 13% of the population, but they're 55% more likely to commit violent crimes. Bullshit. Factor in how many times we get tried and convicted and it's falsely. We're falsely accused. We go all the way through the system and it fails us and then we get released. What's the percentage of exonerations? Which means we shouldn't have been there in the first fucking place. Man, you better wake up. Wake up, man. Are these stats considered? They're not. What Charlie Kirk did was he armed people with bullshit information. Now there's a bunch of crackers running around social media trying to sound smart. Now you got these motherfuckers running up. You see these copycats running up to HBCUs trying to debate shit. They've lost their mind like when Obama was in office. All these crackers start walking around with their firearms out. Hey, open carry state. I'm walking with my AR-15. You could have been did that. Why are you deciding to do it when there's a black man in the office? What are you doing? And you want to say we make excuses and we're insecure? No, this is what you motherfuckers do. But that's your nature. You guys are animals. What does Willie D call y'all? Mutts? You guys are mutts. You see this shit here? They tried to get one. They got this other brother deleting himself. Trey Reed is hanging from a fucking tree, and they tried to lie and say that it was suicide. And this is not an isolated incident because it was proven that white supremacy is all in law enforcement. So don't kid yourself. You think I have time? You think I want to make time to be going back and forth for some ignorant ass knuckle dragger on YouTube over boxing or anything else? I got bigger shit to worry about, man. Mark, what up? I don't make time for that crap. I was just over on I was on BFTB's chat a while ago. And one of the brothers on the panel, you know, amidst this Bud thing, people are starting to see shit. Right? And then he gets stopped by the police when he goes home. He wasn't in another state. He was home. And they did this to him. And somebody on there saying, you know, they mentioned this dude, Coach Malachi. And I'm like, why are we still mentioning this guy? You know, Bill gives him time or whatever. That's what Bill does. But I don't fuck with that guy. He was in Blue Blood's chat when Blue Blood made a video about racial discrimination in boxing. Malachi's in the chat talking about he approves this message. And I'm looking at that like, wait a minute. Nigga, you the one, you lead the charge in the bullshit. Running around with an LDBC killer shirt. I'm like, who is that? What is that? I had to call 78. I said, yo, what is this? Who is that? I don't know. It's some dude got a problem. I said, well, what happened? I don't know. We ignored him. Got video about me. Got video about 78. Got video about BFTB. And he gonna kill the LDBC. New York, 2024. The weekend of Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. He was in New York. The time to come get that off and have a conversation with us was there because everybody he spoke about was there. CC was there, Black was there, I was there, this is my city, BFTV was there, General was there. General ran into him and he bitched up. I said, okay, was here. Well, I want to talk to him. I want to find out what his problem is. He didn't come to the weigh-in, didn't come to the fight, but ran back to Tampon, Florida, like he did something, put up a meme with my face in it, in a 78's face in it. I said, this dude is a fucking clown, bro. But now you want to talk about Black power? You see why I got trust issues? Now we got all of this real shit going on. This is real shit. We're still getting lynched. We're still getting shot. Police still fucking with us. They tried to get Bud, and they got this brother to delete himself. And we got real shit going on. You think I even want to talk to some stupid knuckle dragging nigga because he's mad at me because I'm genetically superior than him? That nigga's like 5 feet tall. No, I heard he was like 4'11" or something crazy with pumps on, like he Prince. Nappy-headed nigga. All this dissension. You think with this real shit going on, you think I got time to be dealing with him? And that's what, you know why I brought that up? Because that's what Charlie Kirk relies on. The inner friction. We didn't start. That nigga did it. And now he's running around here, Black power. Nigga, please. And like I said, niggas don't like you like they think. You know how many people I had to block on the gram sending me pictures of you walking in a store? I'm like, oh my God. Man, I don't even know who the fuck that was. Don't. He was just in Vegas for Bud and Canelo. I got video of him walking around. I said, bro, I don't know who the fuck did DMing me that videos of him walking around. Drew, you out here? Yo, leave me alone, bro. No, I'm not. Leave me alone and leave him alone. Leave me alone and leave him alone. I don't even know who the fuck it was. He ain't got friends like you think. Now watch this. Wouldn't it be funny if that was a white person trying to enable Black on Black situations? Wouldn't that be a blip? Be a clown, but be a clown away from us, man. We got real shit to worry about. Trey Reed was just lynched, beaten and lynched. They tried to put another brother in a wood fucking chipper. Okay? Some crackers took a bulldozer and ran over a brother's tractor trailer, and he seeked refuge in this woman's truck. And she didn't want to help him. They tried to kill Bud. And Kyren Lacy committed suicide. CB Sports, salute. You understand? So I ain't got time to be fighting with no niggas. I don't. This is real shit. Because if that wasn't Bud, what do you think would have happened? You'd have been one of the 7% getting exonerated after serving 10 years for some shit you ain't do. I like how we've been complaining about the police behavior for years. They said the police don't do that. Then something called Rodney King happened in the 90s. Then these white people said, man, that's just an isolated incident. I said, no, it's not. And then all they could do to justify it was, well, Rodney King was a drug addict with an arrest record. It had nothing to do with 5 or 6 cops whooping his ass. It had nothing to do with that. George Floyd, Garner, we're still dealing with this shit. And getting hung from a tree. And they lied about it at first. Oh, it was a suicide. No, it wasn't. Right there up in Albany, too. Oh, it was a suicide. No, it fucking wasn't. I don't like arguing with you niggas. Leave me alone. If you know, you know. That's why I went off on that other cracker when he jumped in that nigga across the pond, when he jumped in his chat and made him say my name. Oh, that's Drew Titan. He don't know shit about boxing. Bitch ass motherfucking cracker. I called you up when I had Vinny Paz on my fucking panel. Shout out to Trick Nolte. And Stormy wasn't available that day. I said, man, ain't you from the same town? I said, well, he's gonna come on the panel because I got Vinny. Oh, you're such a nice guy, Drew. All I asked him to do was like, man, don't be going to these other channels when they having the power out talking shit about us. Don't do that. And what do you think he did? He did it. Did I say anything? No. I just stopped dealing with him. Y'all didn't even know. I just stopped dealing with him. And then he pops up on this stalker's channel talking shit about me. I'm like, look at this motherfucker. But what grinded my gears, see, I know that nigga in the UK is crazy. What grinded my gears, I had this white old American motherfucker enabling the bullshit. I got offended by that. I'm like, why is this dude doing that? That's when it became a race issue for me. You don't do that. If that fool in the UK, if he's too stupid to realize that because he has an unconditional hatred towards me, that's on him. You see, and again, let me bring it back to Charlie Kirk. He knows we're divided like this, which is why he was able to do that. Charlie Kirk couldn't exist in the 90s, the early 90s. When we was going through the conscious era, he couldn't exist. Somebody would have cut him down with statistics. Because shoot people, no. We might bust at each other, but we wouldn't have shot that white man. We didn't shoot that white man. Another white man did it. Mac of the South, salute. Because I came up around a bunch of dudes, them brothers that be at Mart 125 back in the day. Brothers with the dreads. They loved the good debate. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have been able to fuck with anything going on down there. He couldn't exist. He'd have got shut down with logic. Beezy, salute. Yeah, we gotta be careful out here. Man, anybody would have killed that dude. When I'm talking about a debate with Charlie Kirk, Professor Griff, Chuck D, KRS, anybody. I was waiting for Kirk to come to New York City. And if I had time, I'd have made my way over there and just waited. And when I came on that mic, he'd have known in 2 seconds, oh, this is real. When he put his hand out, yeah, you know, the black people are 13% of the, yeah, we're 13%. Go ahead. And you're 55% likely to commit crimes. We are? You sure? And it'd have been on from there. I'm not gonna give y'all gems. I got these supremacists watching me right now. I'm not gonna give y'all the gems. No. Do your own homework. But y'all running around the internet armed with bullshit. Let me Waffle, salute. Let me bust it down to a boxing term. We all know the truth about Anthony Joshua, but what happens when someone comes over here and starts saying that Deontay ducked him? What do we always do? We bring out the facts. Yo, Devin Duck Loma, really? What happens when somebody pops up in the chat and starts talking about shit that we debunked like 5 years ago? They get destroyed because they're used to running around talking bullshit on channels where people are just up and screaming with no facts, data, statistics. Funny as shit. I was watching a Kevin Samuels clip. Salute to the Godfather. This woman got on there and she started grandstanding on some bullshit. And Godfather pulled out the numbers on her ass. And she froze. And she said, well, I'm not talking about that. He said, well, what are we talking about? You said something. I debunked it with facts, data, and statistics. And she said, well, I'm not talking about that. He said, well, what are you talking about? She said, well, I'm just giving my answer with accordance of a show. No, this ain't something you could just come up and argue about. You have to prove your argument. Y'all remember when Champ Side a few months ago went through this same bullshit with that dyke? He was like, yo, prove this. Prove it. And he started bringing up numbers to her. She's like, oh, well, you going to tell me every time you have a conversation, you gotta prove it with numbers. And he's like, yes, what do you think this is? She just thought this was a place she could just pull up and run her fucking mouth. No, you got to support Mansa Musa. Salute. You got to support it with something. Go sit your ass down. Now, I expect, believe it or not, I expect that from women. They just want to click a link, come on here and just fuss the fuss. But when you say something like prove it, what do they always prove? Oh, when I went through this, they always relate it to themselves. But here's the thing. Your situation is more than likely not everybody else's. Dumbass. Because this is how everyone else feels, and there's a percentage of people feeling this way. Your percentage is on the low, 1 or 2%. Now all of a sudden they don't want to talk. They just want to vent in fantasy land. And that's what Charlie Kirk was doing. He was in fantasy land and he was bullshitting y'all and telling y'all half truths. I keep saying this. But did he consider the other stats of what black people have to deal with? We're viewed different. Police is viewed. I just watched a fucking video on Instagram where a white woman start beating on her boyfriend. The police show up and says, you're under arrest. She's screaming, no, no, no. The mother comes out, hugs the daughter, and they back into the goddamn garage. The father's there on the lawn. He's like, no, she's under arrest. She's under arrest. No, she's pregnant. I don't care. She's under arrest. They backed into the house, and the father calls them, get the fuck off my property, asshole. I said, oh my God, if that was a black family, if that was a black mother, black daughter with a black father, everybody would have been shot. There'd have been helicopters in the sky. If they weren't shot, they'd have been fucked up and they'd have beat her so bad. Oh, she pregnant? They'd have been Macho Man Randy Savage elbow dropping. They'd have been giving her the people elbow on her goddamn stomach. They'd have made sure that baby was dead. You know what that officer did? He got on his phone and went back to his car and called for backup. The fucking boyfriend that she was hitting on, he was like, yo, man, that's the mother. She's pregnant. It's the mother of my child. I was like, yo, but you know what? She hit me in front. She hit you in front of me. That's a felony. Oh, I don't want her arrested. He said it's not. It's out your hands. Oh man, why you being such an asshole? Now he's cussing out the cops. The fucking felons are in. They're not harboring a felon. Everybody's supposed to go to fucking jail. But you roll up on Bud Crawford, and he left that scene in handcuffs. Talk to me about that bullshit. I saved it. I'm gonna do a short on it. It's on. Let me make sure I got it. It's on Instagram. I saw it today. I was looking at it like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me with this. Let me make sure I saved it. Yep. Rich family loses it, then the whole family gets arrested. I don't know. I didn't see the arrested part. She's fighting with the cop in it, bro. I swear to God, man. Swear to God. Swear to God. And that's not the only video I've seen with cops being super lenient with white families. I've seen cops literally get chased by a person in the street and they doing ring around the rosy in the car. Stop, stop, stop. And it's a crazy ass white motherfucker. Hey, Jermaine, what up? Hey, yo, stop. I'm telling you, stop, stop, stop. And he's chasing the cop around the car. What? No black person does that. As soon as he starts chasing the cop, he'll go around the cop, pull out his firearm. He won't even tase him. He'll shoot his ass, send him ass. And we'll be sitting here like, well, you should have been chased behind the cop. The cop felt threatened. So much leniency with people that look like them. Listen, man. Y'all get the picture. All right. This is why I don't respond to the niggas, to the knuckle draggers on here, to the coons. Because we got bigger things happening. I'm gonna drop this link in here for y'all to read it yourself. It's the link that I was getting information from. Y'all look at it yourself. And in fact, I'm gonna save that too. Y'all read that at your own leisure. It's Monkey Tuesday tomorrow, man. Y'all pull up tomorrow. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Go subscribe to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. Ain't gonna harm you. I take the gloves off over there. There's a lot of shit I say over there, and I play the music I want over there, but there's a lot of things that I say over there that I can't say here. You know what I mean? A lot of stories. And the stories are better when you ain't got to worry about YouTube messing with you. So salute to y'all, man. Take it gently.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.